throughout the years, someone well-meaning and loving would say, don't you want to get married? I've wanted to be married since I was 2 years old. I wanted to be just like my mom. I wanted to have a family, a yard, kids, get married, live in the same town my whole life. And actually, that's the life my sister has. So over the years, all the way through, of course, I felt that. I felt the aloneness of being single and watching my friends marry. And I remember saying, Lord, why, it just feels so hard. Why is this? I've never, ever felt called, like some big spiritual thing, to be single. I have always felt called to surrender to God, to whatever He wanted for my life. That's the way I prayed that prayer then. I said, Lord, you can have my life. You can do whatever you want with my life. And so I've never regretted that prayer. And the way I've handled being single when it hasn't felt very good to be single is to keep reminding myself that I gave myself to my loving Father. And He's not having a hard time finding a husband for me. And I don't understand why He didn't want me to be married. I still don't, really. I don't have any great conclusion on that. I just know that I can trust Him, and that when it gets hard, I can cry to Him. I can tell Him. And He took me to this passage, what's going to be my joy, my hope, my crown when I see Jesus, when He comes? And Paul says, is it not you? For you are our glory and joy. And so my desire is, even if I never understand why I didn't get to be married, why I didn't get to have kids, that I will always say, but the Lord gave me so much, and He did. And the Lord said to me, those Romanians, people in Bulgaria, in Poland, Sister Tadea, all of these people that the Lord had let me love and be a part of their life, you are my crown and my joy. And so the Lord made me remember that these people that He had put in my life, that I had this tiny part to play in their spiritual life, that someday I'm going to see the Lord Jesus. And my first question isn't going to be, why didn't I get to be married? If I want to be stubborn, it could be, but I want it to be like Paul. I want to see Jesus and say, thank you that I got to know this person and this person, this. Thank you that I got to play a tiny part in what you were doing in their life, in their country, in their family. Not because it's an easy answer to singleness, but because it gives me hope that whatever those good things are, that maybe the Lord has decided it's not to be a part of your life journey and spiritual journey, we can still surrender to Him, yielding it to Christ, to seeing that there's so much more in our life than the hard thing that seems to be something the Lord isn't allowing us to have. That's a good thing, because it's a good thing to be married. It's a good thing to have kids, but He's always worthy of our trust. He's always worthy of our brokenness, of our things we think, sometimes we beat ourselves up. We think, I ought to be able to trust God with this, but I can't. It just seems so hard. He knows that too. And so we take it back to Him. He strengthens us through that as we care for one another. So